pro wrestling fans, and thank you for joining us at the Pro Wrestling LookBack Podcast. I'm Nick, and I'm sitting here with...
Big Dick Dudley.
Fuck.
And Mike D.
Thanks for coming back, Mike.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back. You were here with us for Survivor Series Look Back 2002, way back in March?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Ago.
I don't know. It's good to have you back, man. It's good to have you back in the studio shed for another episode of the Pro Wrestling LookBack Podcast.
Yes, happy to be here.
Thanks, man. It's good. We're happy that you are here. Yeah, check us out on Twitter and Instagram at PWLookBack. Don't forget that. The website, Pro Wrestling LookBack at WordPress. No, ProWrestlingLookBack.wordpress.com. And the email is ProWrestlingLookBack at gmail.com. Don't forget to check all those out. If you want, check us out on Twitter as well, at Salsa, SCELSA.
Mine is at New School Money.
Mine is at MXKEXD.
Yeah. So this is probably my most anticipated look back that we've done so far, I think. I got to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Should we tell the people what it is we're looking back at if they haven't already seen in the description?
Yeah,
or
give
the
it to
tweet or the Instagram? SummerSlam 2004 from Toronto, Ontario, hometown of us.
Yeah,
at the Pro Wrestling Look Back.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good show.
Good show.
Very good show. The first, I would say, maybe the first wrestling show I watched as a young lad, if not the second. I don't know if we can include the first one as my actual first because I was just kind of sitting in with a couple buddies and I didn't really take it in.
Yeah.
This one was the first one. I don't know. We had it at my house, all me and my buddies. I think I was like 13. And we all chipped in, gave my mom money. She bought it on pay-per-view and, chips and the whole lot. And yeah, definitely a good first one for me to watch at the time. And I know you guys watched wrestling, way prior to me getting into this back in 2004. But this pay-per-view definitely holds a special place in my heart as far as pro wrestling goes.
Yeah, same. It's got I've told you that little story back in the day when you had to actually rent the pay-per-views and there was no network and stuff like that. I rarely did it. So when Mike, when it came to pay-per-views, I'd miss them. And there was no internet, so I'd have to wait for Raw sometimes to get the results of shit.
Yeah, and they only show you pictures. They don't show you video footage. It
bro,
sucks.
And there's only been 2 times in my entire life, before the network and shit, that I ordered pay-per-views. 2 times in my entire life, and this was one of them.
No way.
Yeah, just because we never did it. It was expensive and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were $60.
Yeah,
$60.
That's kind of crazy that this was one that you did, and it was my first
trippy, right?
one watching. And Mike remembers watching it too at
it was at my buddy's house.
Watching it live. I was a little upset I couldn't be there. Obviously, I wanted to go back at the time too.
Yeah, of course, in Toronto.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely holds a place for me. And like I said to you, it's weird because you were getting into it, and then around this time, not right then, but I was just getting out of it. Out of watching wrestling.
And yeah, I've told you guys before, but I never watched any pro wrestling prior to this.
Yeah.
I watched Great American Bash, the pay-per-view. I think it was 2 months before, maybe.
That makes sense, yeah.
Something like that. So I watched that first, and then this, and that was kind of, I don't know, the catalyst to get me into pro wrestling, because I can tell you 6 months later at WrestleMania 21, I was diehard watching everything.
It's pretty sick that you're first, or technically first, it was in Toronto too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I remember watching it that night and not knowing, before everyone came over, and then when everyone was here, they're like, yeah, it's in Toronto. And I'm like, oh, really? That's nuts. Yeah. Pretty crazy. But I guess I'll get into my normal shit from the beginning. The date was August 15th, 2004. The attendance was 17,640. The venue, like we stated, I think before, Air Canada Centre, now the Scotiabank Arena, unfortunately, in 2018.
Is that sold out or what?
I think that's pretty much sold out, yeah, because a hockey game's 19. Plus, you got to take into the fact that they were using bigger stages and stuff back then.
Yeah.
So that whole area is not being used. But yeah, more or less sold out. And in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The song for the show was Rush, Summertime Blues. I think it fit pretty well. SummerSlam, makes sense. Yeah. The tagline was Let the Games Begin, and I think that was kind of playing off of the whole Olympics being at the time. I don't know if it was in the States. I could be completely off with that one, but they were definitely playing off
an Olympic type of theme.
The Summer Olympic Games. Yeah, for sure. It was the 17th annual SummerSlam. And like I said, my first pay-per-view and a very special pay-per-view to me. And obviously it was Raw and SmackDown prior to ECW becoming a, reincarnated. But anything you guys wanted to talk to me about prior to going into the first match, maybe the opener to the show or any major stuff? that sticks out to you?
I'm ready to just dive in?
Yeah. Dive in. All right. Well, you, Mike?
Yeah, let's go right ahead.
Let's get in there, I guess, eh? Okay. So we had the Olympics promo at the beginning. I thought that was kind of funny. They were showing kind of all a mixture of what we saw in the extras, which was like little commercials for wrestlers being involved in the Olympics. I thought that was a cool way to start the show. Funny. You don't normally start a serious pay-per-view like this in a funny way like that. I think that's awesome. And Pyro, obviously. We mentioned it on pretty much every look back that isn't,
modern.
20. Yeah. Can't complain there. We got JR and King for Raw and Taz and Michael Cole on SmackDown. Any other thoughts on that, guys?
No.
It's the beginning with the Olympic stuff. They used to do that a little bit with pay-per-views. Have them doing fun, like the Royal Rumble when they had them, or I don't know if it was WrestleMania when they went to Hollywood. They had them do all those movies.
Yeah, that was like 6 months later, right? Because I remember, like I said, I remember that big time. All those all those little promos with Braveheart and
Guerrero and Booker T. Pulp Fiction was good.
Basic Instinct, I think they did with Stacy Keibler, and those are really good. Good point to bring that up, actually.
That stuff's cool. I like that stuff, and the Pyro's good with me too.
For sure. So match 1. Should we go right in?
Yeah.
Okay, Spike Dudley and the Dudley Boys versus Rey Mysterio, Paul London, and Billy Kidman.
Yeah, I'm the long-lost brother of the Dudleys, by the way. Just letting you know.
Big Dick Dudley? Oh, fuck. I don't know if that's one of your better names or not.
You like it?
Yeah, it didn't...
Look at my pants.
What, the camo?
Yeah, man.
I'm wearing camo pants too, man. Yeah. Nobody can see, but we're both wearing camo pants. Shout out to the Dudley Boys.
Wasn't your favorite name?
Well, no. It's like not a bad one by any means, but I don't know if it's my favorite. How do you like it, Mike?
Gimmick infringement.
Gimmick infringement. Jeez. You're going to have to speak up a bit, too. Come on. All right. Spike Dudley and the Dudleys versus Rey Mysterio, Paul London, Billy Kidman. I thought this was a really good match to start the show.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for me. If you start the show on a downer, it's kind of down from there, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless there's a big main event. I don't know what to say. Like, it was a good match. The backflip kick right at the beginning from Billy Kidman was pretty awesome.
Backflip kick. I'm trying to...
It was just a kick with a backflip. Come on, you guys are making me do all the work here. Nobody seems to know anything. Come on. I don't normally get heated like this on the show, guys, but come on.
The backflip
Matarazzi.
No.
The backflip kick, no?
I don't remember that.
Okay, what about your guys' thoughts on Billy Kidman doing drugs or Paul London? I know you guys had something to say during the show.
What?
I don't know. I just know he smokes dope. I don't really know what else is. I just remember seeing videos of him.
Because I didn't know anything about that.
Forget that. No.
No, but I didn't even know that existed. Well, then talk then. You guys aren't talking.
Spike Dudley, hilarious. And I love him as the heel, the little shitbag heel.
Yeah,
he was great in that role.
He's like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto.
It was good because this is a guy, he's been around he was around for a long time, and then to see him, kind of get his own little run. Like, he was always just the runt, they called him, but he was now like the boss, Spike Dudley, with the cruiserweight title, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy because, like I said before, I think it was the first time I saw him was here. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. True.
Yeah,
yes.
A lot of this stuff was my first time, right?
Okay.
So I didn't know that he was the runt or anything like that. To me, he seemed like the guy. Like, I always thought it was kind of weird, even when I've looked back at this prior, like not looked back, but watched it by myself without you guys. Like, how is he like controlling the Dudleys? Like, I always kind of wondered how like he got to that point.
Yeah,
so, I don't know.
It was great, and I guess him and Mysterio at the time had a little feud for the cruiserweight title, right? Because I remember them showing a clip.
They showed a clip from SmackDown before. Was Ray the champion and then he took it from him, or was this kind of building up to Ray becoming the champion? I don't really remember.
I'm pretty sure Ray did have the title and Spike probably took it from him. That would make the most sense.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, so I just wasn't sure if it was... It seemed like they were more building towards Ray.
I'll find out.
Becoming a champion, but I don't know. I know Billy Kidman looked like he was a little bigger than we had seen him. Not just heavier, just bulkier, everything. He looked a little bigger than other times seeing him.
Yeah, he looked bigger. He was working good with a team and with Paul London. He had some nice double team moves. Crazy.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bury him earlier either. I just
nice dives.
I didn't know what you guys were talking about, and I was curious to know more. But I guess we'll leave that for the After Dark show. I thought it was a really good opener, though, guys. Definitely one of the better matches on the show. If I were to pick out of all the matches that happened, if I could choose an opener, I think I would still stick with this one opening the show.
Yeah, you gotta love that call for the 3D by the audience too. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Ray with some pretty awesome gear, I gotta say. What do you think about that there, Don?
The blue? Yeah. It was nice. It was cool. It wasn't like anything over the top like the WrestleMania stuff.
Yeah, I almost like that better though.
What?
Like this gear.
The classic?
Like, this might have been like...
Oh, but...
I loved it.
The fact that he had no gloves, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, and I said that to you too, that I never would have noticed that if you didn't say it, but then once you did say it, it was like...
It's a small thing, but it was very noticeable.
It big time, yeah. So, I don't know. It was a pretty... What do you guys think overall about the match? I know you're trying to find this Rey Mysterio stuff.
Yeah,
it's not really that important to be...
But anyway, yeah. No, match was good. I thought it was a good way to open up the show.
Yeah.
Because you got the guys on the face team. They're all great. They can all move around. You know what I mean? Cruiserweight guys have all like been in that division sort of thing. And then the Dudleys, man, great. I love the Dudleys heel too.
Yeah, they really seemed like lackeys in this match though.
Yeah.
Not lackeys, but just like behind the scenes. Like they weren't the star. It was definitely Spike.
Yeah.
Of the match. But I guess that's probably because they were building more Ray and Spike than they were the Paul Lynn and Billy Kidman and the Dudleys.
They laid in a nice beating after the match though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And was that like the kick through the table? That was on SmackDown prior, right? That wasn't after the match? When he laid him on the table and kicked him through it, Rey Mysterio? Yeah. I think that was on the clip of SmackDown before the match.
Yeah, no, I believe so.
Because what did they do after? That's what, like...
Or maybe it was just the finish. False finish, I don't know.
Well, I know the finish, they came in with the 3D. We sound like we don't know what the fuck we're talking about right now. But I think they came in with the 3D, and the crowd was loving that. I know that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Huge pop from the crowd.
It was good. The crowd was trying to get we want tables, and Bubba, always being the good heel that he is, was just telling them, like, shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I think we can probably go on to the next match.
I want to get into the finish quick, though, because I thought it was hilarious that the fact that, like, they did all the work, basically, and Spike Dudley wanted to take the pin, and he put his two hands on Buddy's on Ray's chest. And like,
I thought that it was weird because was he the legal person at the time? Like, he just kind of ran in and took the pin.
Yeah,
like,
I think he did get the tag, yeah. I'm pretty sure he got the tag. That would make sense.
That was my first thought. I didn't really understand what that was about.
Yeah.
But that's Mike. Did you have any final thoughts on the opener?
No, it's good. Good finish. I like how Spike demanded the pin.
Yeah, that was great.
Nice 3D on Kidman, I think it was.
Cool. We're going to the next match then, man. All right, the next match being Till Death Do Us Part match.
What an interesting one, eh?
Yeah, kind of a weird title. That's for sure.
Is this the first ever of its kind? I feel like
you guys would definitely be the ones to tell me. What was the whole like test and all that? Stephanie back in the day, was there a match involved or any of those? I feel like there's been enough people to get married in WWE rings.
Yeah, that's true. No, this is the first one of that name.
Like loser winner.
Yeah.
Gets married.
Yeah, definitely.
Mike, any? No.
Yeah.
The whole test, I remember. It's random. I don't want to dive too far into it. It was at a SummerSlam as well, actually.
Yeah, no, I was more just like, did he win a match to marry Stephanie?
No, but he had to fight. Him and Shane had a awesome street fight at SummerSlam '99. It was wicked.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Test that's definitely like a standout match of his career. It was really good. And it was also at a SummerSlam.
Shout out to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So should we talk about who's in the match?
Yeah.
Kane and Matt Hardy trying to see who can marry Lita?
Yeah. Okay, so do you remember exactly how did Kane get to the whole thing of her being pregnant and shit? Because I don't exactly remember that whole part. Like, did he kidnap her or something? Because she obviously wasn't down with Kane.
I think so. I think he held her hostage.
I thought it was something like that.
I think so. I don't want to say the wrong thing because I know at this time I haven't gone back and watched.
Yeah.
And I like I said, I didn't really watch the build to this pay-per-view. I kind of watched afterwards.
Yeah.
So I really don't know.
Yeah.
But
crazy storyline.
It's kind of, definitely a weird one, that's for sure.
Somewhere down the line, Snitsky comes in.
Yeah.
That I remember more. Like, if there wasn't my fault stuff, because he.
Oh yeah.
Because that was the same baby.
Yeah.
And then he ended up feuding Kane.
Same baby.
That was the baby. That was Kane's baby.
Yeah, that's Kane's baby.
Do you remember? Do you remember him punting
Oh yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
remember it all. That's why I was cracking up about it, because that storyline was hilarious too.
I don't remember the story. I can just picture Snitsky punting a baby. That's all. Oh, more motorcycles. Shout out. How about Matt Hardy's chin strap?
Oh yeah, just classic Matt, eh?
Very 2006, 2004.
For sure.
That era. I don't know. Matt's entrance was sick. I know Mike brought up the fact that they should bring that back.
That music?
Yeah, the music and just all of
the
it.
V1, yeah, it was good.
I wish he still had that little, but I guess it was kind of past.
The Matt facts.
Yeah, well, that and like the whole choppy internet.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Early
man.
2000s.
Yeah.
You know what I guys want to know what I'm talking about. I'm sure anybody listening knows exactly what I'm talking about too. But yeah, Kane music's sick again.
Oh yeah, this is the one with the singing.
Yeah, this was definitely. I said it to you guys when we were watching the show, but this is definitely my favorite version of Kane. Probably because it was the first one I saw, but just like the sadistic shaved head and the contact and the whole like he got burned, right? Because like I didn't see him with a mask until
later on,
way later.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I honestly think even because I got out of wrestling again in like 2008, I don't think he put the mask on until like I was watching it again in 14, 15.
Yeah, he didn't put the mask on. I want to say until like when did he come back and he fought Cena? It was like 2013. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't see that
because I remember all of like 2011 and stuff. Still same look.
Yeah.
Definitely a good version of Kane though. Like, I think definitely some of my favorite matches in his career were during this time.
Yeah. Did he ever have a title run at like with this character, this version of the character?
Okay, well, not.
World heavyweight title?
Now, yeah, he won the world title, but that was in like 2011.
Okay, so he was still
he was still bald Kane, yeah, unmasked, yeah.
But maybe not so
but not as sadistic, yeah, exactly. I feel like they kind of
he had to run his mask Kane too.
Yeah, but I feel like they missed
with the
like
belt?
For like a day, yeah. He won it for like a day. It was literally
in
like a day.
2013 when you talked about him coming back. Or do you mean back in the day?
No, in the Attitude Era.
98 or something.
Oh.
He won it for a day and he lost. He had it for like literally a day. It was something crazy like that. It was one of those weird ones.
Shit. I did not know that either.
But yeah.
See, this is why I like having you guys here.
Yeah. Oh,
Teach
for
me. Teach me. It's good.
He won the classic, the other one that Austin carried and Rock carried.
Oh, okay. Like the Eagle one.
Yeah.
Got you.
But yeah, I was going to say, no, I feel like they missed the ball with Kane a couple of times, like especially with this character. Like it was such a good version of him. Like he definitely could have been the champion at this time with that character.
Yeah, but he was too busy fighting over Lita.
He was too busy trying to kidnap and impregnate.
I feel bad for Lita a little bit, but I guess it's better than her getting involved with dodgeball that we'll talk about later. Hopefully Mike's here for that, and we'll see. But nice gear on Matt Hardy. I thought that was enough to write it down at least.
Yeah.
And how about that tornado DDT?
Oh yeah, that was ugly.
Yeah.
I remember that. It looked like Kane was gonna freaking break his neck.
Ugly AF, as the kids are saying.
Yeah.
Beginning of the match, Matt Hardy was relentless on Kane and hit a side effect from the top rope, which was pretty sweet.
You mentioned that actually.
Pretty nice.
Chokeslam for the win? Or top rope chokeslam for the win?
Yeah, intense top rope chokeslam too. He got a lot of height.
I wouldn't want to take that bump.
Nope, definitely.
The match had a quick start too. Like it was, I think, did Kane attack?
No, Matt Hardy just went right for Kane, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, because he was mad
because
because he's mad about him because it's Lita's girlfriend at the time, right? This is all prior to Edge, right?
Oh yeah.
Like the whole Edge.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
that's all later. Yeah.
That's later. Check it out. Stay tuned. Look back in the future. But yeah, so not a very long match. Did you guys watch the wedding?
See, if I remember it, yes, but not off the top of my head right now. Like the visual is there in my head, but I'd have to rewatch it to tell you exactly what went down. Yeah, because I know there was a lot of. There's always hokey shit. It's a WWE wedding, right? There's
For sure. I don't think I watched it either. That's why I was kind of curious if you guys had.
Yeah, I don't remember it, but I'm sure I watched it at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, unless you guys had any other stuff about the match. Like I said, Kane with the top rope chokeslam for the win.
Yeah.
Kane is going to be marrying Lita. And
yeah.
I don't know.
No, it was a decent match. I like
good match.
I liked Matt Hardy's aggression in the beginning. You know what I mean? I thought that's a good way to start, especially with the story like that. Like, you know, he should just be going straight for him. I don't want to see them lock up and shit.
No, that totally makes sense because he should be mad that this guy kidnapped his girlfriend, wife, or whatever it is at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go into the next thing on the show. Wasn't a match, but probably one of my favorite moments of the show. I got to be honest. not like I don't know, just a standout moment when we'll talk about those later in the show. But the Randy Orton promo.
Yeah.
Awesome promo by the kid. Randy Orton at the time, 24, younger than myself. Is kind of weird to think about watching the show knowing that he's younger than I am now.
Yeah.
Then I think that's the first time I'm realizing that live on the air. Mind blown. But yeah, so he's talking shit, talking about how he's the greatest looking, best wrestler, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then we get old Dr. of Thugonomics, Mr. John Cena, rocking the T-Dot Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I love the fact when he used to wear the jerseys for whatever town they were in. It was good to see him repping our stuff, you know.
For sure.
Yep, I remember he used to, if he would go to New York to get heat, because he's from Massachusetts, he'd wear the Boston jersey.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Which is awesome. But
Because he's not going to wear the New York shit.
Always good to see him in the Blue Jays, and he was funny as hell as always.
Yeah, he had some funny shit when he called Todd Grisham Randy Jr.
Randy Jr.
That might have. You know what's funny is I've seen that promo a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've picked up on that,
exactly.
little Randy Jr. Or just put two and two together, because he did look like Randy Orton a little bit with the little spiky George Clooney style fucking haircut and shit. But yeah, talking hometown shit, basically bigging up Toronto and getting the crowd going, and then asking the crowd if they thought Randy Orton was gonna beat Chris Benoit. And then did he kind of play it off like the crowd wanted Randy Orton to win? Is that like? I think he said, like, at least the crowd's on your side, or was that kind of like...
It was just like a jab, yeah.
A jab?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It kind of went over my head.
Yeah.
Better promo. And possibly, probably my favorite thing on the show that wasn't wrestling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or the Divas, I don't know. That was decent, but decent to look at.
Yeah, good visual.
Yeah.
So next, we got the U.S. title match between Booker T and the man himself, John Cena, right?
Yeah, best of 5 match.
Yeah. That was kind of cool.
I thought it was different. I don't know about different, but I don't think they would do it nowadays. They started the best of 5 at the pay-per-view rather than finishing it at the pay-per-view.
I almost, like, in looking at the match card before we started the show, I thought this was the end of the series.
By looking at
because you're right, that makes the most sense. It's interesting to have that type of a series with the title at stake too, because I don't know, John Cena basically he beats the champ. Right, and then doesn't get the belt. Like,
you're right.
So
I've never thought about that.
I don't really, not too fond of. But
no, that's a good point. I didn't think of that, because I've always kind of looked at it like, why don't they do more of this shit? I feel like I've seen one best of anything series since I've been back into wrestling in 2015.
Yeah,
and that was Cesaro Sheamus best of 7, and that was awesome. And look what that turned into.
Yeah,
but I don't know. What do you think, Mike? Going into this match, what were your thoughts? You know, you got John Cena.
Big fan of Booker T. Big fan of John Cena.
That's what I was thinking.
Good match. Liked it. Liked everything. No complaints. Cena was fire at that time. He was one of my favorites as a young 13-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to hear. I before we go into the match, I had a question for Don.
Yeah.
I want you to talk to me a little bit, because you talked about it while the show was on, about why or how, what changed in your John Cena? And how much, explain to the listeners, because you explained to us before, how much you liked him back in this time, and explain to the listeners, I know you respect him, kind of how much you don't like him nowadays.
Oh, it's not even that I don't like.
I know you respect him, but you're certainly not his fan.
Yeah, I'm not rushing to buy a John Cena shirt.
No,
I would say. I don't know. I guess being a fan of hip hop and stuff, it was cool to have a wrestler like that because he was pretty much one of the first to, you know, the gimmick was, it was just wicked, man. He came in, the music too, I love that theme that he used to use. Anyway, when John Cena first came into the scene, he was definitely probably one of my favorite wrestlers at the time. I was just into the character. I loved the whole freestyle stuff, the jerseys, everything about it.
His promos were the best.
It was wicked, yeah. And where I started to, it was honestly probably more around this time, even because he was a face. He was a good guy here. I just liked him more as the dick heel who would, you know, rap and talk.
Definitely, but he was still a good guy too. But he was a dick, right? Like he somehow managed a way to.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a full blown heel.
Yeah, and then see when I got out of wrestling, and he was kind of running the show, I wasn't a part of it. And then when I got back into it, he was still there, just kind of running the show. And at that time, it was just, I didn't really want to see him
again
on top. Yeah,
still.
Yeah, it was a little stale, and he's definitely gotten better, obviously, as like you would expect from a guy at that level throughout the years, like in ring, much better, much better. Like I was even going to say that during this match, like I didn't think it was the best performance. Like I didn't think it was the best like performance on his part. It was okay. Like it was. I'm not overly crazy about this match. It wasn't like one of my favorites on the show for sure.
No.
I wasn't too big on the match. It didn't really like
do
jump
anything.
out to me. Yeah, it didn't. It was nothing. I could have done without it.
Done without it, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't too big on it, man. And I love Booker T too.
It. I don't know if I'm just a homer for this pay-per-view, but done without it. I don't know about that, man. I can understand
I'm not saying rip it off the show or anything, but it's just I wasn't too.
Well,
big
that's kind of what you're saying.
I wasn't too big on it.
Done with it.
Yeah, scratch that. I just wasn't too big on it.
Fair enough. I definitely like this one. I don't know. It was I thought just the two of them, like looking back, it's cool because like Booker T's like they're totally in completely opposite positions today, 2018. You know what I mean? And John Cena, I said when we were watching the promo with John Cena and Randy Orton, like who would have known? And I know you guys kind of said like they knew like one was getting the title and the other one was getting the title in 6 months, and I don't know. I at the time had no idea. Like if you would have told me these two guys, like I mean Randy, I guess by the end of the night, but like was Cena really looked at as like the next?
I mean,
Rock and
I thought that he
Stone
was.
Cold?
I always thought he would get to that level. I'm not
really
like
that's
The
awesome.
main event scene. Yeah, I don't mean necessarily like what he is now. You know, however many years being so consistent and
that almost like surpasses Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
That part almost surpasses Rock. And,
as far as like an
Stone
active
Cold.
wrestler, right?
He had weird stuff too. Like Undertaker was giving him respects backstage randomly sometimes. Like he had like subtle things that let you know he was going to be a main eventer in the future. Cena.
I just thought that like he had such a good character and a unique character at the time too, that I was like for sure this guy's gonna, you know, he's got a good look to him too. Obviously he'll be in there one day.
Yeah, they both were jacked in this match.
Him and Booker T.
Yeah, Booker was looking extra jacked. I got to be honest. I don't know what was different about it.
Just a lot younger, you know.
Yeah. And how about that music by John Cena kicking it old school?
Oh, I love it.
I kind of wish he still used that.
Yeah.
Even though I love Time Is Now because I grew up with it, but I know you hate it. Yeah. You're more sick of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same feels like in the club.
Yeah.
Hate it or love it.
Yeah.
You've heard it enough.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm sure Mike can.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
To ditto that comment. But yeah, kind of an FU out of nowhere, Randy Orton style.
Yeah.
It was kind of
from the Spinneroonie.
Yeah.
Booker T, and the way he flipped into that Spinneroonie was good.
But yeah, definitely out of nowhere. I don't know. I guess you're kind of right that it wasn't a standout.
When I said do it, I didn't mean do it. That was the wrong choice of words. But I'm just saying, I personally like I wasn't watching the match like sitting on the edge of my seat type of thing. Like
no, and I mean looking back at my notes, like I don't have as many notes as a lot of the other matches, so that says something.
There was a weird...
I think it's more the star factor. Like when I see John Cena, Booker T, Best of 5, U.S. title, like I can watch that.
Yeah.
You know, what were you gonna say though? You think it was?
Oh, I just remember in the match Booker T did this weird back slap off the apron to John Cena. It was like really awkward.
I'm happy you brought that up because I meant to write it and I didn't write it down. It was weird. It was kind of something like you'd see in. No offense to Booker, I know he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah,
but like some backyard wrestling type shit. Like
it
he
was
was
just
literally
weird.
just like something I would have done when I was 11. Like in the like just hit him, you know, just to show that you're making contact, not really like thinking about how does it look in like a fight setting. But like I said, Booker's got a fucking wrestling school. What do I know?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Overall, Mike, what do you think? Closing thoughts on Booker T, John Cena, Best of 5?
Yeah, all good with me.
All good with Mike. All right, well, I guess we might as well get into the next match.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's not a match, but pretty cool segment.
Oh, yeah?
Teddy Long and Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, this was funny.
Yeah, good camera angles. But before we get into that, I think we should obviously let anyone know who didn't notice their little jump cut that we had there.
Yeah.
Mike had to take off on us. It's all good. Things happen, you know. It is what it is. Me and Donald close out the show and review the rest of this look back.
As they say in Hollywood, the show must go on.
And it always will at the Pro Wrestling LookBack. That's for sure. But, yeah, Teddy Long and Eric Bischoff backstage. How about that picture of Vince on the wall?
Just happened to be placed there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
It's kind of funny, yeah. Because you got the two general managers, Raw and SmackDown, and then Vince just right in the middle. That was definitely strategically placed.
I was gonna say whoever did the directing on this segment, kudos.
Yeah.
Because like the picture of Vince, we were laughing about at first because it's like kind of weird. Just a picture of
why
him.
is that there?
Especially that picture, it just didn't fit. But when they had, Teddy and Eric Bischoff there together with Vince in the middle, cool shot. Definitely a cool shot. Yeah. I don't really know what they were saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say that to you. There was like the meat and potatoes of it. Really, I felt was it somehow got to them talking about Eric Bischoff talking about Eugene. And,
yeah.
Excuse me, sorry. And Teddy basically saying, "Well, hey, if you get rid of him, SmackDown will be happy to have him over here." Like I remember that was the gist of it. I don't really.
Was that leading into the Triple H match or no?
Yes.
Yeah. No, we had that later.
It's later, but yeah, it came up.
Yeah.
So that was like really the main thing from it. What I took away from it at least.
Yeah, that and then like I said, I think there was just really good like symbolism or whatever word you'd want to use. Yeah. I think that's maybe the best one, but in the whole GM picture, Vince McMahon there. Yeah. Moving on.
Yep.
Batista versus Edge versus Y2J. Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Edge is the champion. Hometown boy. Kinda.
I just gotta say I loved this version of Batista's music. Not to say that I don't like the other. Oh yeah, I just love it. It's
really? Cool. Yeah. I was never a fan. Like
I like them both. Like
I know most times going back, like I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
No.
It's not that I disliked it. It's just like I loved his old, but like the more
later one, the more known one.
Yeah, the one that's more known so much.
Yeah.
That I can't fully agree.
Yeah.
Edges, I feel the exact same way about Edges.
Yeah, you mentioned that when we were watching.
Because I feel like both versions are just the same as but just not as good. Like they just got them, they made them better, but maybe that's just because they added lyrics.
Yeah.
And I like lyrics.
Well, Edge's final theme.
I feel like nowadays, 2018, not to get too off topic, but
yeah,
there's not enough lyrics
not
in
at
songs.
All. Not at all. We talked about that a lot. And there's certain guys I don't want to go too off track, but there's certain guys that like should have that.
Of course.
I feel like when you're a top main
Some
level
people,
guy,
it depends on the character.
Yeah, totally.
And now they just have a lot of instrumentals for everybody. But we don't want
that. Yeah, well, that's later.
Maybe if we bring the round table back, that could be a topic. But yeah. So, what do you think? Who did you think was going to win, or did you already know?
Oh, I remembered. For a second, I kind of thought maybe Jericho was going to get the win. So they did kind of throw me off for a second, but I was pretty sure I remembered Edge. Getting the win there.
I've seen this one quite a few times, so I did remember Edge was going to win. But yeah, the whole pay-per-view, I've watched this like
several
not just
times,
not just the main match, like many times. Because until I want to say when I got back into wrestling in 2015, I didn't I had maybe 5, 6, 7 like wrestling DVDs, and then when I got back into it and I was working where me and you met at HMV video store, like I bought a lot at that time, so I've gained a lot more in my second kind of round of watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So back then I was watching this pay-per-view kind of a lot over and over again.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the one person I kind of knew even as a younger, I just kind of knew Batista wasn't going to win.
Oh, really?
Just because of the Randy thing too, like him.
Oh.
Even though it was later, like I don't know, I just didn't see two guys.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell you where my head was at the time on who I thought was going to win.
Yeah, I mean I'm saying that more looking back, not like with the eyes watching it for the first time, because obviously you wouldn't know that Randy's going to be the champion. Yeah. But looking back, like it makes a lot of sense. Like I wouldn't forget the main event. Mm-hmm. And if I were to forget this, which I'm sure I had watching in the past, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of going off topic.
But I enjoyed this match. I did.
I thought it was
a lot of action.
Yeah.
So this kind of sparked me up a bit more.
Batista attacked Edge to start, no?
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Right for him, yeah.
Was it like during the music and?
Yeah, he looked like he was still kind of doing his thing on the ropes.
Yeah.
Just kind of playing to the crowd type of thing. And
no, good for a triple threat too. They did a good way.
Yeah.
The whole
triple threats they're hard to work sometimes. Exactly. When you get the typical something like this, the way they started, where one guy's out for a bit and then they'll rotate, and it's hard to have a good triple threat. No,
there was a really good chop block at the beginning.
Yeah,
shout out to Younger. I know he's not a fan, but if he's listening, sorry, Younger.
Yeah,
I know. I know you're not a fan, but I liked this one. It was good. I think I don't know if it was Y2J had Edge in a move or Edge had Y2J, but kind of,
Yeah.
he got him with the chop block and then knocked them both down. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But, Edge really getting booed, man. What was that about? In Toronto.
So, what I think it was, if I remember correctly, like, I don't know, not to say that it was only here. I feel like this happened a bit. Like, people didn't really they weren't so accepting of Edge.
Not with Canadians, just with Edge.
Yeah, just people.
Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't know, when you said that, I didn't know if you kind of meant like it was happening a lot with Canadians in Toronto or...
Oh, no. I think just like
in
the wrestling world in general. Like, I remember, because this was when he was just, breaking out as a singles guy. This was early in his singles.
Where was Christian?
At this exact time, I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean?
Was he in the company?
I feel like, I feel like he was a part of the Raw brand still.
Doing Tyson Tomko things?
Yeah, maybe maybe before that or
because
right
that was like 6
that.
months later at Mania 21, right?
Yeah. So
I guess he was.
He was definitely around though. Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Probably
I guess
wasn't involved in this pay-per-view.
Yeah. I guess that happens. But Edge was definitely getting the singles push. Sorry.
Yeah. No, and I just feel like I remember people just not being very accepting of him as a good guy. They just weren't.
But
digging
just
it. I don't know if
everywhere
it was
or just Bizarro World.
World. From what I remember, though, I don't know, man. I feel like this happened a few times, honestly. Not like not to the extent that it happened in Toronto. Yeah. I don't know what that was really all about.
It was kind of weird, man.
But I don't know. Jericho, I guess, was the more popular Canadian. That's all. Maybe they just liked Jericho a lot better.
Yeah, but he's not from Toronto.
Yeah.
You should be. Yeah. All about it.
No. Yeah,
the
totally.
City.
Yeah.
T-Dot, like Cena said.
Yeah, back when it was T-Dot.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. That's for a different. That's for a different show. But I still think people say that. I don't know if I'm just old, but I think people still say T-Dot.
I'm not gonna even dive down that road with you.
That's Toronto talk.
Yeah.
Check out our other podcast
for sure
at Fourth Rock.
Yeah.
But Fourth Rock Pod.
But no, a good match, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What was the one?
Was this? I don't know if I want to bring this up now or later, but was this the first time Bizarro World was a thing, or did they use that term?
I'd have to
early?
like we were saying earlier. I think it might have started at WrestleMania 18.
Like the commentators, you think maybe said it at 18?
I think so. I'd have to go back and watch. But yeah, that's definitely, we're known as Bizarro World over here in Canada.
For sure. Yeah, I know. I mean, and they still use it to this day with Roman Reigns and whatnot, but I don't know. I just didn't know if it started now or then. But Edge for the win with the spear. I don't know. You know, Batista with a nice spine buster before that.
Oh, yeah.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I always want to point out a few little moves that
for sure.
catch here and there. Like I said, I don't have a wrestling school, but
there was a couple of nice close calls too throughout the match, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, false finishes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Edge for the win, like I said, with the spear. Mixed reaction from the crowd, though. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they weren't having it, man.
Again, like back to Edge getting booed. Like this was weird, man.
And it's weird.
The only time I felt, sorry to cut you off, the only time I felt like they were buying him was his entrance. I told you in the entrance, because you told me before, you're like, watch, man, he's gonna get booed. And then I watched his entrance, and it wasn't too bad. But then mid match, like he got booed.
I seen signs like "We hate Edge" and shit.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it was weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they weren't digging it, man. Like it was almost like, I want to compare it to like The Rock when he was like white meat babyface early Rocky Maivia, and people just eventually were like, Rocky sucks, die Rocky, like just not taking it at all, like not wanting to, not liking it.
Trippy.
So which probably ultimately led to Edge being a heel.
Like how far out was he from Edge and Christian? And weren't they baby faces at the end?
Edge and Christian?
Yeah.
No, they were heel. They were heel. Like, oh yeah, they feuded. Yeah.
After?
Yeah.
So this was after that?
Yeah, but see, they've feuded so many times, like on and off throughout the years, that I couldn't tell you what exactly happened. So,
I don't know what happened.
But I'm just saying this was recent in this was just early into his singles run. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I could see him being a heel in Edge and Christian. I don't know if this happened. I'd love for somebody to, let me know what actually did happen. But I could see him being a heel, them feuding, Christian being the babyface.
No. Sorry, I can fill you in on that because I remember when they split. Edge was always the good guy.
Really?
Yeah.
See, like I just pictured Edge the bad guy, Christian the good guy, and then Edge beats him, and then somehow turns babyface.
No.
I think, and that's why the fans wouldn't be about him. But you're saying he was babyface the whole time.
Yeah, because I remember Christian was always the heel.
Strange.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Overall, decent match.
Yeah, it was good.
Like we said, triple threats are sometimes hard to do, and Edge keeps his belt in Toronto to the dislike of the fans, and
yeah, it was weird. I just want to talk on it for a quick sec again. I remember that one moment when Edge had both guys out of the ring, and that's when the crowd really started just booing, getting all over it. Yeah. And he was embracing it though. Like he had this smirk on his face that was rather like heel-ish of him.
Yeah.
So it was odd because like you knew he was the babyface like going into it, but I feel like he kind of adapted.
He did a little. You know what? I'm happy you brought that up because like he did a little bit. I was looking at him, but I kind of wanted him to do it more.
Yeah.
Like when I saw
play into it a little.
Yeah, like I kind of wanted him to look at the crowd like, what? You don't love me?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm not gonna say like a little like Roman Reigns does.
No, yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of like the way he. I know he's supposed to be babyface, but that kind of cockiness where it's like, what do you mean?
Well, that smug like look on his face was like pretty telling.
Exactly.
Too. But yeah, what do we have? What was after this?
Well, we'll just mention it quick. We had a little Chris Benoit DVD promo, Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
DVD. Shout out to Mike who was here with us. He has the DVD.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one myself, but
no, we might
check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I don't know if we'll do a look back towards it, but we always liked the character that he played on TV.
For sure.
We'll get more into that in the main event, but Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero.
Ah, yes.
What do you think? One of the better matches on the show?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think so for sure. I would say
two guys I love.
Yeah, but I would say almost because of the story.
The story, yeah, I was gonna say that, man. The promo.
Yeah, it wasn't like
wicked.
Not that the match was bad, but in this case with these two guys, and it isn't always the case with these two guys. I would say it wasn't the match that did it for me. It was the story.
Or the story, yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. Like, just the fact like that it went back so far. What did they say? 5 months in the making. Like that's wicked. Kurt Angle was the GM and just always kind of messing with Eddie and screwing him for the title too, when he tried to win it. When he tried to win the belt back.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was good, and the chemistry, man, with these two guys is amazing. Like I love the WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 20. That was wicked. This was another amazing. Just they blend really well together.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. I love Kurt Angle at this time. I got to be honest. He's probably my favorite version of Kurt Angle, if not 2007-8. Like me and Mike T were talking about late SmackDown, early ECW run. Mm-hmm. But this version of Kurt Angle, like I said when I got into it, I didn't even know if he was a wrestler or not because
tell me more about that again.
Well, basically, like I said many times on Lookbacks, but I'm sure hopefully we get new listeners all the time. I'll tell it again, blah, blah, blah. We, at PW Lookback, I watched Great American Bash 2004. That was the first show I ever watched. Two buddies of mine, I think I was 12, 13 at the time, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to watch wrestling tonight. Oh, okay, I've never watched that before. I'll come with you. And we watched that, and I thought it was decent or whatever. And then 2 months later, SummerSlam rolls around. Nobody really had a place to watch it, so they asked me, and I was like, oh yeah, I can watch that again. We all pitched in money, paid my mom, like I said at the beginning of this show. We watched it, and I don't know, like, basically, my point with this was I didn't know Kurt Angle was a wrestler when I first got into this.
That to me is like mind-blowing.
So, yeah, and I know that, I mean, I can't imagine what that's like to somebody who's seen Kurt Angle from the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I just thought he was the GM guy, injured, like I didn't know nothing, and I didn't know whether or not, like, and don't take this the wrong way, anyone. Like, I genuinely didn't know whether or not Kurt Angle and Luther Reigns were like a couple, whether they were a thing coming in, because I don't know. Like at the time of I don't know. I was 12.
Yeah,
so.
No. Like I could see how
exactly
it would come across that way.
Anyway, so once I did see him wrestle, obviously my opinion of everything changed, and I knew he was a wrestler, not faking an injury and all this stuff. So. Basically, that was my whole point of I wanted to tell the story of how I watched the first two things. And
yeah. What do you remember, like, like when you first seen this match, do you remember if you were you super into it? Like, how
I gotta be honest, like, I have a lot of memories of watching this pay-per-view, like, back again. But, like, other than the main event with Randy and Chris, I don't have a lot of specific memories from that night.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. I mean, I don't know. I watched a lot of wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, 14, 15 years ago. So, Yeah, main event though, I remember.
Oh yeah.
Specifically, like I remember a lot of that. We'll talk about that after, but so I don't know how much we talked about the match, really. What was your favorite parts about this match? Taz had some pretty good lines, and Eddie's entrance was good, and I liked the purple gear.
Oh yeah, gear was dope. Same with Kurt Angle. I enjoyed like the chain wrestling with these two. It just flowed very well.
Yeah. And
Kurt Angle, man, that ankle lock, like he locked. It's just he's so believable. Like even he was doing the headlocks and everything. Like that's the sign of a good wrestler. Like in my opinion, he's intense. Like the intensity is there. He says the 3 eyes and everything, but like he's always just intense.
Shades of what was to come in the main event.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I like the fact that it went back to what happened at WrestleMania with the whole thing with Eddie Guerrero's boot. Like I like how they incorporated that.
Totally. I was gonna get into that as well, but I wanted to talk about this first. The crowd loving Kurt Angle. How about that? Bizarre world.
Yeah.
Again, bizarre world.
It's not like they didn't like Eddie. Like he got a good reaction.
I feel at this point it was kind of like they were just trying to be different, like on purpose.
Honestly though, I don't think so. I think
they were
that, like,
purposely cheering the people that were supposed to be booed.
I think like back in, I don't know. I don't want to say back in the day, like, but I feel like, I feel like wrestling crowds now, like shit's changed and people do shit just to do shit just because it happens on TV.
I know, but I also think we don't think people used to do shit because we were younger. Like I have that same thought.
No, but if you watch like everything, like
I feel like there was smart marks at fucking Nitro.
No, there definitely were, but like we didn't get these consistent chants like every week. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for it because I wasn't watching it, but I don't know. I definitely think that there was the type of people that were there just to, you know.
Yeah. No. There's always
similar like the guy that I seen at ROH one time that told me he likes to look as uninterested as possible.
Yeah. No, I feel like there's definitely always going to be those fans, but I think like Toronto's always been known maybe just for liking the bad guys.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like you know, and Kurt Angle's really good. Like fuck, cheer him. At least they weren't like disrespecting Eddie, like so it was okay. I think they probably just really liked him, and it's odd because such a guy who's like all American, fucking That part was kind of
that's totally. And Eddie's the most likable wrestler
for sure
there is, but he pulled out an ankle lock too. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was cool to see Eddie doing an ankle lock. You don't see that.
Yeah, no, and he did it well because I feel like when guys tried to do it on Kurt, sometimes it looks a little weak and flimsy, but Eddie. Like he really locked it in nice.
Mm-hmm. Thumb to the eye.
Yeah. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up because I remember.
Glad that I brought it up, buddy. I wrote hashtag thumb to the eye and I highlighted it.
Yeah, because I don't know, dude. It seemed just very illegal. Like he got right in there. Like
you made a comment.
Yeah,
You're like, is that legal? And I'm like, oh well, he's counting to.
He was right in there,
and he didn't start counting until the damage was done.
Yeah, that was the only part of the match that was kind of. It's not that I didn't like it.
How about Luther Reigns being ringside?
Was he there the whole time? Because I didn't, you know what? Now that you mention it, he was, but he got involved a couple of times.
Yeah, nothing major.
But I totally forgot, that he was there.
Nothing too major, I guess. Double ankle lock, how about that?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going through a few major stuff I had written down. But they both got each other with an ankle lock at the same time on the ground.
Yeah, that was cool.
I've never seen that.
No, it was good.
It
was good shit.
Yeah, nice submissions. They both got pretty good submissions, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Any other stuff you wanted to talk about?
Nothing in particular. I enjoyed the flow, like I said, man. It was just
the chemistry
good.
Was there.
Two really good fucking.
I was hoping Mike was going to be here for this. It kind of sucks he's not, but it's okay. Who do you guys like more? You, I guess, just you. I'll tell you why.
You have put me in such an awkward one with that question.
Yeah, well, I also have a follow up to it as well, and that is why. But
I mean,
you can always change your opinion. We're going to be putting out lots of shows.
I guess
so it's not it's written in stone here.
Definitely not to take away from Eddie or anything, but it's probably Kurt.
Yeah, somebody popped into your head first, so somebody did, and there's got to be a reason.
I'm only going to say
possibly. If you can't give me a reason, I understand.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with probably Kurt, just because like you said a bit earlier, I did see him like from the very beginning.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. It's probably because of the type of wrestling that I like, but I've always liked Kurt Angle from the very start. Like, just his style of wrestling.
And your favorite match has him in it.
Exactly. My favorite match of all time has Kurt Angle in it, too. So
there you go.
Yeah. But not to take away from Eddie, because I fucking love Eddie Guerrero, too.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Again, that's why I wish Mike was here for this one, because I think his answer probably would have been Eddie. I don't want to speak for him. But mine would probably be Kurt. Again, take away everything he's done in the last 7 months. But I don't know. I love him for what he did back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, he was my favorite in, like I said, 07, 08.
Yeah. And he had such a quick rise.
Yeah.
He had, like, an amazing first year. But, yeah, that's
one of the best. Like, they've always said it. I mean, I'm not the person to tell you, but one of the best from, like, transitioning as a real athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Not a real athlete, sorry, wrong word to use, but, you know, a real
from another,
a shoot wrestler into a performing wrestler. Yeah. So I don't know if there's ever been anybody to transition better.
Not to that level. I mean, I would bring up Ken Shamrock. Like, he was really good. But obviously he didn't, go on to do the things that Kurt Angle did.
No, not even close. Yeah. Shout out to Ken, but no, not even close.
Yeah.
How about
he won the King of the Ring?
Who?
Ken Shamrock? Yeah, and Kurt Angle, but he's held titles. But obviously, no.
Is that look back worthy?
What, the King of the Ring?
That he won?
We could.
Maybe if they bring back King of the Ring.
Yeah. There's another one of my favorite matches. I'm totally going way off topic here, but it's while we're talking about Kurt Angle, him and Shane McMahon at the King of the Ring. I'd love to take a look at that with you, because it's an awesome pay-per-view, and it's another one of my favorite matches. But yeah, the finish of this match. Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Sorry, I was just working on some stuff there. I liked it a lot. I wanted to bring up the fact that they kicked out of a frog splash.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't see much of that as a child, or if I did, I didn't notice it. And then we also had Eddie doing his classic fake lay down. So he took off his boot.
True. Yes, he did.
I believe he hit Kurt with his boot.
He also clocked Luther Reigns with it too.
Yeah, and then how did the ref get knocked out? I think was he caught in between? Like, did Kurt hit Eddie? Eddie hit the ref, and then the ref hit Luther Reigns. Is that kind of?
I believe it was.
They all kind of.
Yeah.
I think. If not, let us know down below. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say he hit him with the boot, and then he throws the boot at Kurt, and they both fall down, and the ref doesn't really know what happened. Jiminy Crickets.
Yeah, from Taz. That was an odd one, but.
Oh, again, that was like another one. I wish Mike was here to get that reaction, but yeah. All in all, a good match, and Eddie taps out to the ankle lock with no boot on, so he kind of bit himself in the ass with that one, with taking off the boot.
There was one it's like a little point, but there was a point when he had him in it, and this is right at the end, and Eddie tried to get out, but Kurt, I don't know, he did this roll and still held on to it. I really love that. Like, it was wicked.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, like I said, good match. We'll go into the next one.
Yeah.
All right. Triple H and Eugene.
Oh, yay. Fucking so excited for this. I was honestly dreading to watch this match.
Well, this is what I told you, man. I don't know. It might just be because I'm a homer and this is such a close pay-per-view to my heart, but this pay-per-view is awesome, man. This is like the worst match, and it has Triple H.
I like this.
And I'm not even a big Triple H
But I didn't really like the Booker Cena.
But it's still Booker Cena.
Yeah, it's Booker, but it doesn't mean it was good. Like, I don't have to like it because it was two guys that are good. Like, even Kane and fucking Matt, it was whatever. Like,
yeah, but the story was there for that.
Yeah, the story was there. But I wasn't like, whatever.
I'd like to see the rest of the Booker Cena best of 5, personally.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But, yeah.
I remember they did a few on SmackDown. Or at least one, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it started, I think the promo build was good. The music was a little Lord of the Ringsy, but...
It was pretty dramatic.
Yeah. It was a good promo, though. It really, made you want to root for Eugene.
Yeah.
But what the fuck was this story, man? Like, what the fuck were they doing? I say it all the time, but that's weird. What I have written down. But
it was weird. It was weird.
Did you guys like it? Like, did you like it?
No, like I said, I was dreading. Like, I was
keep
dreading
thinking Mike's here.
Watching this. I didn't I remembered that this was on the show, like earlier today before we got into it, and I was like, ugh, I'm just not looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I don't know.
I love Triple H, but like I don't know.
See, and I don't even love Triple H because.
Yeah, that's a whole can of worms.
But yeah, he was looking big, Triple H compared to now.
Yeah,
we said that's kind of more just the look back then, but I don't have much to talk about the match, man. Like, what do you want to say? Like, it was kind of Triple H beating up Eugene.
For the most part, like there was some moments. I like the fact that the Triple H, I guess, was using Eugene's kindness like to his advantage. The fact that he would like you'd see him back off and he'd be like, no, like just wait, and Eugene would kind of like almost show sympathy and be like, oh, but because Triple H was his favorite quote unquote wrestler. You know what I mean? Before this whole beatdown happened, there was one part in the match too. It was just cool, and Triple H was like faking that he hurt his knee, and the referee threw up the old the X as if it was like a real like he really hurt his knee, and Eugene's there and he looks worried, and then Triple H, the moment Eugene's kind of off guard, he just runs right at him.
And then didn't Triple H throw up the X?
No, the ref did.
Oh.
Yeah, the ref did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I stepped out for a second. I got to be honest with this.
Yeah.
With the listeners. I stepped out for a second. When you guys said that, I was under the impression
that Triple H threw
like the DX over his head, just kind of to suck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, but that's even, wow.
Yeah, it was good. So that was
I must
cool.
have missed that all the times I've watched this in the past, but that's crazy.
That was a good part. And then when they got out.
Lillian Garcia, though.
Yeah, so shortly after that, then they were outside the ring. Triple H grabs Lillian Garcia, puts her in front, and then Eugene's like,
doesn't want
trying
to hit
get
her,
a shot.
obviously.
He's not going to hit Lillian. Triple H is like backing off. Yeah, what are you going to do? And he just shoves Lillian. Like literally, he just tosses her to the floor.
Chucks her.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
I saw the replay of it, and it was brutal.
Fuck.
I came right in basically when that happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I liked. I know most people probably didn't, but I liked Eugene using the rock bottom and the people's elbow.
Yeah, he's just like a fan.
Yeah. It's kind of cool, and I don't know.
He hulked up at one point.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
He did the stunner.
Yeah, but
huge pop.
Like I said though, like this
it's jokes.
It's jokes, and there's always good humor and stuff. For
that's
wrestling.
all I'm saying. Yeah.
But like I remember never being into this character, and that's why like I wasn't overly excited for this match, obviously, just because like I don't know. I kept saying it to you throughout the match. I was like, what the fuck? Like I kept saying that. I'm like, this is fucked. I don't know how many times I said that throughout the match.
Well, yeah, like I said at the beginning, what the fuck is the story?
Yeah, it was an interesting one.
It's a weird one to do.
We had an appearance by the Nature Boy Ric Flair himself.
Woo!
Yeah.
Spiking the levels.
And you gotta love Nate. He comes strutting out, and when the ref eventually, he helped Triple H a couple times too.
Yeah, he helped him with putting his foot on the rope.
Yep.
And then I think the ref finally caught him there and threw him out. Nate's through his jacket.
Having a fit. That was great.
Distraction there. Nate's just backing up. And then we get William Regal.
Oh, yeah. And he throws on the brass knucks and lays him out.
On the left hand, too. I didn't know. Is Regal a lefty?
I believe so, yes.
Because I never knew that.
Yep.
But yeah, so he throws the knucks on the left hand. Hits him with the old knucks.
Yep.
Eugene is doing his thing. He's clapping away. He's all happy to see this without realizing that Triple H is awakening behind him, and he turns around, pedigree.
And the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
And then it looked like Regal tried to come in and get a piece of Triple H, but Triple H quickly rolled out and got out of there.
Yeah. Overall, I guess they continued on with the story they wanted to tell, but I don't know if it was a story that should have been told. But the match, the story in the match was okay. I like the finish.
Do you remember what happened to Eugene? Like, how did he get him out of there, or no? I'm just curious off the top of your head if you remember.
I hate to say it. It's just I haven't gone back and watched a lot of this like early.
Yeah.
Because I watched it from like 04 to 07, 8.
Yeah.
And I've watched more of the 7, 8 stuff again, maybe.
Yeah.
It's 6. But I haven't gone back and watched like the Raws from this. I'd love to know because, because
I don't remember when he was
disappeared,
like out of the company.
I don't know what it was that caused them to. Well,
maybe I feel like Eric Bischoff fired him. Yeah, I think I actually now it's kind of coming back. I feel like Eric Bischoff. Right? Yeah, I feel like it was Eric Bischoff who got him out of there. They might have even done a little something after too. I feel like that happened. But yeah, what do we have
next on the agenda?
Yeah.
Well, Diva Dodgeball, my friend.
It just gets better and better.
Yeah, no women's matches, to the disappointment of myself. big women's match fan here. You know, they can go, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying they can't.
Maybe not back then. Well,
there was still people who could go back.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like
the
women that they had, like on the. Let's tell everyone it was. If you've watched the show, you know. But there was 2 teams. There was kind of the Diva Vets versus like the Diva Search contestants. Playing dodgeball in the Raptors practice court. Still purple, by the way, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was going to say some of the divas here were more of the, more athletic, better wrestling divas than they had later in the 2000s. Because, you had Jazz, you had Molly Holly, you had Victoria, Gail Kim, Trish. Like, these are all girls that are still decent wrestlers.
Yeah.
This isn't your Kelly era.
Yeah.
Not to disregard Kelly, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That era of kind of the models coming in.
No, but I feel like there was even still good wrestlers in that era. There always is.
Beth Phoenix, Natalia.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Eve Torres was good.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Even Kelly, I'm sure she had.
Yeah.
But I just meant more as a whole.
Like, no, I totally get where you're coming from.
I'd like to have seen this 2004 roster of women be given the opportunities that the women are getting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In 2018.
Yeah.
Because, there's some matches that were certainly left on the table, that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the dodgeball game.
Yeah,
I thought it was so.
I don't really
Coach was a
want to
little.
review the game.
And we got to. It's a part of the show.
So we had who got eliminated first?
No, wait. I want to get to Coach.
Yeah, what about?
It's so awkward. This whole thing at the beginning. Like, what was that about?
Well,
it just came off very awkward.
He explained what was going to happen, and then the divas kind of came into.
He's like, I don't know if you guys know, but the Diva Search ladies were talking. It was just weird.
Oh, yeah,
it was just very awkward.
Yeah. I don't know. Coach, I guess, trying to
up the ante a little bit for the dodgeball game.
Stay busy.
Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this was just fucked. I really don't know. I just don't know what else to say. I mean,
I don't know. Michelle McCool putting in work, though.
Oh, yeah.
Did she take out the whole team herself? Is that what happened?
I told you, man. I think Undertaker saw this dodgeball match back then and was like, hey, maybe...
No, he was still married. Don't do that to the Undertaker.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Don't do
no,
that.
You know what? No, I forgot. You're right, because he still had the tattoo.
That's right. But yeah, Diva Dodgeball. It was, take it how you want it, I guess. It was weird. I forgot that...
I don't have a problem with having a Diva Dodgeball match on the show, but give me a women's match at least somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Closest thing we got to a women's match was Lita coming out in a dress looking like she was trying to be pregnant.
Yeah.
Which we all knew she wasn't. But how about, I guess we could say the contestants, whatever we want to call them, the Raw Search contestants, Diva Search, they won.
Yep.
Definitively, decisively.
Yep.
And then Trish attacked Victoria.
Oh, yes.
Victoria attacked Trish.
Yeah. Well, they were just arguing, and then Trish gave her a shove onto the chairs, and
that was pretty much that.
That was that.
Yeah. I don't know. That's pretty much that for Diva Dodgeball, too.
And then we went to
the co-main event. We'll get right into that. That was JBL versus The Undertaker for the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Had a little tail of the tape, too.
Probably my favorite championship.
Looks-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, overall.
Yeah.
I like it. I've always liked that belt.
It's a good one. No, I like it, too.
Yeah.
It's good.
But, yeah, what were you just saying there?
Oh, they had the little tail of the tape at the beginning. That was cool.
Yeah, I think, was that to make up for the fact that there was no fucking promos?
Probably.
Because I thought that was so weird.
Yeah, me too. It was a little odd.
Like, no video package.
Yeah.
For these two. Championship match, co-main event.
Yeah, but also I feel like...
Was that a regular thing back then?
No. I think this was more like the fact that this feud's probably quick. Like it was, I mean, it just started type of thing. There wasn't a lot to show. There probably was a little bit of interaction and stuff.
But not enough to build a full package around.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know later down the line when JBL, there was like a fatal four-way of some sort and he had to face all the guys that he'd kind of cheated his way around beating. Like Undertaker, Eddie, and Booker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he had to take on like all of them at one point. I remember that happening later, like down the line.
And wasn't his title reign kind of not liked? Like similar to Jinder Mahal 2017?
I mean, that's... You're the one who's told me that. Like, I've, me as a fan back then. I enjoyed it.
I just know that from listening to shows and hearing other
like,
analysts and stuff like that.
I don't know
I was more curious so it wasn't as being a fan at the time.
No, I didn't have a problem with it. No.
Okay. Well, that's good because I don't know. I didn't either, but I was young and didn't know a difference, so I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I love JBL because like I hated him as a kid.
Yeah.
So that means he was doing his job. Clearly, well enough for me to hate. It's like similar to Triple H. But
I guess I'm just a fan of like long title reigns, and maybe that's why I got it. It's not like I was always rooting for him, but I enjoyed it. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it when it was happening live.
His title reign?
Yeah, just because I like long title reigns. So like I'm not the huge JBL fan or whatever. It's not that I was like rooting for him over other people, but it's cool.
Undertaker had a pretty dope entrance as per usual, but I think this one was a little kind of above some. I don't know. He had like, did they have the hooded guys?
The Druids?
Yeah.
I thought so, right?
I think there was a couple, not like maybe not all the way down the ramp or anything.
Yeah.
But definitely a couple. Orlando Jordan coming out with JBL in the limo as per usual.
I don't like him.
Orlando?
He just bothers me.
Why?
I don't know. Just face bothers me.
He kind of
looks weird.
I don't know. His eyes remind me of Bobby Lashley. Honestly.
Oh, really?
Like just the big beady eyes on him.
I've never noticed that.
But
I'm not looking into his eyes.
You know what I was...
I'm just fucking...
Oh, no. You know what I was thinking, though, is didn't he have big, like almost like a flat top at some...
Oh, he had some fucking weird...
Not a flat top, but like more like a mop top.
Later.
I don't know what it's called.
I prefer this look of the other shit that he was doing, like perms and all this fucking weird shit.
Yeah. Well, I liked his whole thing with JBL, but I liked when they got the Bashams in there, too, and they were...
The cabinet shit. Yeah. I was more out of it at that time, though. Like, I remember this.
Yeah. The match started out pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, I wrote this down too. I think just because Mike D mentioned it, and I thought it was pretty cool. JBL in the red trunks, not very often.
Yeah, not often.
But
nice little switch up for SummerSlam. Yeah.
I don't know. As you guys can probably tell from the look back so far, if you've listened this far along, I like gear. I like guys changing up their gear.
Oh yeah.
And having different gear. I know Donovan's the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been bringing it up a lot on this show, so I figured I'd tell you guys that.
Yeah.
But fast start, like I said. How about JBL with the football top rope?
Nice.
Lunge.
Yeah, for such a big guy to do that. And he's not someone who often goes to the top rope, too.
No,
so.
I was going to say Mike mentioned that he was going up there, and Mike was kind of like, what's he doing up on the top rope kind of thing? And I don't know. It was cool to see.
Yeah, these guys match up well together, though. It was a nice... I enjoyed it. Like, it was good for what it was. Undertaker gave, like, a solid clothesline at one point. I remember JBL just juicing him back with one.
Oh, my God, yeah. I think I said it when we were watching it, but the clothesline from hell is one of my favorite finishers, honestly. I've always loved it. Like, I always like using JBL in video games. I just think it's a cool move because it's like, it's just a clothesline, but when JBL did it, like, it didn't look like just a clothesline. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was...
Yeah, because he's a big...
Yeah, it was worthy, and he knew how to get that clap sound. Yeah. And obviously, JBL, I think he was a stiff guy. He was probably just hitting him decently hard. But,
nothing wrong with that, though.
No, nothing wrong. I'm just saying he wasn't going soft with it either. So, going soft.
But no.
I'm bad. But Taker was looking good, I got to say.
Yeah.
He was pretty mobile.
Yeah.
He was moving around. He was pretty jacked. I mean, for that era time, I think not a lot of guys back then looked like Finn Balor and Seth Rollins nowadays, but he was looking good, that's for sure. And especially, I noticed, again, I haven't watched every Taker match, but I noticed that even mid-match, he was keeping the pace up.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't slowing down.
Yeah.
And that's something cool to see. It's not that we see a lot of Taker matches now, but when we do, you're not going to see that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else kind of from you? I had a few more things.
He hit a nice last ride at one point in the match. I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. To do it on JBL, you mean? Is that why?
Yeah. I think JBL was kind of maybe had him in the corner or something. So the height on it was good.
Yeah, and he got him with a superplex too, no?
Yes, there was. I remember because I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, there was a superplex in there.
I thought so. And then a choke slam again.
It's always impressive when you see back to the superplex, like it's two guys of that size
going up there.
Yeah, just
and
wicked.
You've been in a ring. I haven't, but like you've said, it's
a height.
It's higher than it looks.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I'd like to maybe get in there and take a look one time. I don't know if I'll jump down, but I'll definitely go take a look.
Yeah.
Take a peek. But maybe that's not allowed. I don't know. Maybe you can't go up to the top rope if you're not willing to jump down. I could see that being a thing. But commentary argument, I think. Were they arguing on commentary?
When was this?
During the match. I don't know. Was it Michael Cole and Taz? I mean, I'm sure I wrote that down, but I'm sure that they're always arguing. I think it was kind of, you know what, now that I think of it, I think it was the fact that the crowd was doing the wave.
Oh,
and
yes,
Taz
yes.
was maybe bringing up kind of, why are they doing that? And Michael Cole.
Yeah, there's a WWE title match happening.
Yeah,
doing the wave. Yeah.
Maybe not so much of an argument, but I don't know. I know Taz acknowledging that Mike immediately brought up, and I was thinking it before Mike said it, but him acknowledging the crowd like that isn't necessarily something you'd see nowadays.
No, definitely not, yeah.
Something to bring up for sure as far as the look back side of things go, looking back and comparing to now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That again, I mentioned before, but the chokeslam, Undertaker's really good at getting that clap.
Oh, for
Mike
sure.
mentioned that too.
Yes.
You know, the way he slaps his hand on there is
yeah.
similar to the JBL clothesline,
yeah.
But Kane does it too. And I don't know.
Yes, sound is always a big thing in wrestling moves when it looks right. You know what I mean? When it's
especially
not.
with the super kick, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what
mind.
Yeah,
yeah. I know we're big, both of us, on hide that stuff. Don't make it too obvious to us that you're slapping something else if it's not the actual leg or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If it's not coming from the actual move, don't try and hide it.
Yeah.
But the ref got knocked out in the corner.
Yeah, man. The ending for Taker.
And then the double boot though.
Double boot.
The double boot. They big boot double. It was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
JBL.
I've never seen that.
Never. They kind of big booted each other, knocked each other out right as the ref got knocked out. So and then a couple kickouts.
Yep.
Or not kickouts, sorry, but attempts at pins.
Yeah.
And no ref being there.
And then we had Orlando Jordan. Remember, he grabbed the ref's hand, and tried to.
Yes. He kind of ran in. So there was that kick out.
Yeah.
That was a kick out there. And then Undertaker, I think this is when he hit the last right, actually.
Yeah,
I think
probably
it was before the chokeslam. Or after the chokeslam, sorry. He hit it here, and then JBL kicked out. And then the ref was still knocked out.
Yeah.
So he didn't kick out. No. I don't know what I'm saying. But I know at some point, we'll get to the end, Orlando Jordan grabs the belt. Yeah. Brings it into JBL.
Sucks for Taker the way it went down.
JBL hits Taker, and that's when he kicked out, when Orlando kind of tried to do it for him. Long story short, Taker gets the belt, hits JBL, and right as Taker hits JBL with the belt, this is when the ref decides.
Yeah.
Or,
shitty way.
Is waking up. So, yeah, kind of a shitty finish. I mean, I like that it's different. You don't see that often.
Yeah,
I said to you guys it was kind of something you'd see in a video game where you're.
Yeah, there was a lot happening at once. Like it was all very quick.
It was a big accident, but I see where they were going. They wanted the long title run with JBL. And you don't want to have Taker losing to JBL clean or even dirty. Really, like you don't want to see him get cheated either.
Yeah.
So this is a good way to have Taker be in a match, and then what we're going to talk about in a minute anyway, kind of made it okay because Taker went crazy a little bit after.
Perfect.
Not crazy. Maybe I'm not using the right word, but a little,
He was pissed. Rightfully so.
Yeah. He beat JBL up a little bit, threw him into the stairs, bloodied him up, threw him on the front of the limo.
Yeah, that launch, though, was great.
What?
He threw him into the front of the limo.
Oh, man. And he took the Longhorns off and smashed the top of the windshield with his feet. I don't know. It looked like it broke pretty easily.
Yeah.
But I had it written down. How about that the white car and the red blood? I know Mike D said he was about it, but I can tell you that's another thing we would not see nowadays.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
We wouldn't see blood unless unless they choose nowadays. Yeah. But definitely wouldn't see it on a car.
No.
I don't know. How did you feel about the whole attack?
Oh, I liked it. No, like you said, it made sense. It all came together now. It made sense. It
made the finish more okay because
Undertaker. They hit him with the belt first. He was just giving him one back, and then he just so happened to get caught. And then, of course, he's pissed. He just got screwed out of the WWE title.
Yeah.
So yeah, then he looked like he was gonna walk away, and then came back for a little more.
Yeah, I know. Mike said, "Was he gonna throw the arm up?" But I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah,
I knew he was gonna turn around. So he turns around and he brings him back on top of the limo. Picks him up, chokeslam right through the limo. You could kind of see where the slit was in the limo there. It was a little rough, but it is what it is. I didn't notice it as a kid, that's for sure.
I didn't at all.
So,
I probably would. I might have not noticed it if you didn't say it, or maybe
really?
I don't know
You
for
might
sure.
have.
I probably
It's been a
would've-
while.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and we get pretty critiquey nowadays.
Yeah.
So, I think you might have.
I remember live watching it though. Like this was an impressive moment. It was a cool moment for me. Like this.
Memorable.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for me. Like maybe not as far as my memorable moments to go into at the end of this show, but if you ask me, I guess maybe it is. I'm rethinking myself right now, and that's kind of why I like doing the memorable moments at the end of the show, because you get to reassess the show as we talk about it.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
This was something I always remembered. Honestly, is the JBL going through the limo.
Yeah.
I remember it that night. I know I mentioned that I didn't have too much recollection of,
but now
other things in the night. But this I definitely remembered.
No, same here.
Especially being new to the product, you don't really know what.
Yeah, and you see something crazy like that.
Exactly, you don't really know what's going on. But the only other thing I wanted to say about this match is Undertaker taking the blood and kind of putting on his chest.
Oh, that was awesome. Nice little touch.
Throwing the eyes back. Yeah, definitely something, like you said, perfect. Nice little touch. I just had one other question. I know we talked about it a little bit during the show, but I wanted to get the listeners' perspective, or not perspective. I wanted them to hear your thoughts on it, your perspective. So this was Undertaker's first big pay-per-view match since being the Dead Man again, other than WrestleMania?
No, because he did at that American Bash. He fought the Dudleys.
Yeah, and that was with Paul Bearer and the concrete and all that stuff, right? But so how long was he? It was only 6 months, and were people all about it? Were people sick of the badass at this, or did they want the Dead Man to come back?
Well, yeah, I'm just curious. I think people were excited, like as soon as they started teasing it before he came back at WrestleMania. Like when they started teasing it, people were excited because it had been a while. It had been.
Was he gone for like a significant period of time?
It wasn't that long.
In between, like the American Badass.
Sorry, in between American Badass.
Like from the last time he played the American Badass to the first time he played the Dead Man again, what was that kind of gap?
Because it happened, he got it was a Buried Alive match, and it's very fitting, like the way they did it. I thought it was cool, because he got buried as the American Badass, right? And that happened at it wasn't that long. It was like at a Survivor Series.
Okay, so maybe.
And then he came back
4 to 5
WrestleMania.
Months.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
It was cool because
I just wanted kind of the perspective of.
Well, yeah, and when he came back, like
him
we hadn't
first
seen
being the Dead Man again.
Yeah, we hadn't seen that in forever.
Yeah, which is so different for me because the first time I saw him, he was the Dead Man.
Yeah.
But he was new to the Dead Man.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer was coming back, Great American Bash, like we talked about, but I don't know. Cool perspective on that. I think it's time to go to the main event.
Yeah.
All right, man. Like I said, main event time. I think this is, like I said many times. Should I say like I said again? This is probably my favorite match of all time.
Yeah.
And yeah, leave your comments below. I'm sure I'm ruffling some feathers with that one, but this is my favorite match of all time. Yeah. I just think that the story told in the match, I don't even know the build. That's what's the best. Obviously, like some of the fact that I watched it for the first time back when I was watching wrestling for the first time has something to do with it. But I just, like I talked about it with you guys during the match, all the holds, the moves, like Randy does some moves like the backdrop thing.
Yeah.
Like backbreaker that he's never done, I don't think, since. The Greco-Roman knuckle locks at the beginning.
Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff. Benoit's amazing, like, transitions.
Yeah.
Just a great match. Randy Orton's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite wrestler of all time. Chris Benoit, as we stated before, we love the character that he portrayed on TV. That's pretty much all that we liked about him.
Yeah.
But yeah. How do you feel? What are your thoughts on it?
It's a good match. It is. And I didn't always, I don't know. It wasn't until like having you feel so strongly about it, but I'm not even talking about today. I'm talking about
the first time
a little
we watched
while back when me and you watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, you know what? It's a lot better than, not to say that I remembered. Like, I obviously enjoyed it during the time because for me, I remember at the time, like, I was big on Randy Orton, just from day one. And obviously, I was a huge Benoit guy too. So
you mean like right from day one, like to the point where he was in the blue shorts and grabbing his wrist?
Honestly, and I'm not even just making this up, but like I was just like, I don't know, I like this guy. I don't know why.
Yeah,
there was nothing about him at that time.
That happens though. There's guys that are up and coming that you kind of just pick that you like for no particular reason. I know.
Not like he was like I was huge on him then, but I was
you cheered for him.
I like this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you rooted for him.
And then obviously going into the evolution days, like but I'm just saying like then the whole Legend Killer, all that, I was like a huge Randy Orton fan.
Yeah.
So like this match for me, like at the time, it was exciting, but also bittersweet because I didn't want either one to lose. Yeah,
because you're also big, like we said, both of us, big fans of the character of Chris Benoit. Like I said before, the lockups at the beginning of the match were awesome. The Greco-Roman stuff and the transitions between the two of them were just amazing. A couple funny lines from the King, because JR mentioned that Chris Benoit was built like a truck.
Oh yeah.
And earlier, King had said that Randy looks like a Greek god, and he said, "What would you rather look like a truck or a Greek god?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. We all kind of popped for that. It was pretty funny. But King is the man as a heel, of course.
Oh yeah. Him and JR just together, it's awesome always.
Yeah. The back and forth between them is always good.
One of a kind. Yeah.
Speaking of back and forth, the back and forth with Randy and Chris, I felt was big in this match. This was not a match where you have one guy dominating.
Yeah.
For an extended period of time and then a transition to that. It was kind of like straight back and forth, more like a fight the whole time. I had that written down too. Did you feel that this match felt more like a fight than other matches? Maybe not only just on this card, but in general?
Well, I think when you get a Benoit match, he brings that intensity out of guys.
Yeah, even Orton too. I know you liked some of the forearms he was throwing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Speak on it a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he had him there and he was just laying the forearms and like, it just really was aggressive shots.
Yeah.
And then there was something that he did right after that.
The sharpshooter?
That I commented on too. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Then you got into the sharpshooter too. Like that's awesome. You got to do that in Canada, you know.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Everyone appreciates that.
He got the pop and doing it on Benoit, who does the sharpshooter as one of his regular moves, was cool. The DDT on the apron, Benoit on the end of the outside.
It was almost like a fucking throw though. Like it wasn't like because I guess maybe because of the fact that he.
I know what you mean. He didn't. It's not like Benoit didn't land on his back.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying, but it was cool.
I know awesome.
Mike mentioned a bit of a no sell on that. I agreed with him at the time, and then thinking back, it was kind of weird that Randy got up and kind of immediately and ran back in the ring. But obviously that had something to do with them needing to get back into the ring to continue with whatever was the next spot transition.
I didn't really look at it that way. Like,
no, I didn't. If Mike didn't bring it up, I probably wouldn't have thought about it. But I just figured that he's not here to say that, so I figured I'd bring it up for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a question here, but I'll save it for kind of the end of the conversation of the match. But Benoit with a nice dive to the outside.
Yeah, nasty dive. Looked like he fucking ran straight into that barricade. What about the fucking suplexes though?
The Germans?
Oh yeah, those were great. That was like I really enjoyed that part.
Oh yeah,
just because classic shit.
Back to that dive though, but
yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it was
insane, man. He head off the side of the ring barrier, or not ring barrier, sorry, crowd barrier.
Yeah, and it looked like his foot almost kind of. I don't know if it was just because he went so fast and it brushed the middle rope, or if he kind of got a little stuck. Because you could see it after, and I was like, "Oh fuck, is that what happened?"
But like you said, the Germans were amazing too. I had that written down as well. Orton had a nice cross body.
Yeah, off the top rope. Yeah, he did. Which we got a lot. Like younger Orton was. He did that more often.
Younger Orton did do a lot of cross bodies, and I don't know, the drop kick too that I don't know if he pulled any off in this match, but definitely back then he did that a lot more than he does now.
Yeah, for sure.
That kind of side backflip drop kick. Similar to the one I mentioned at the beginning of the night with Paul London. Yeah. His being more of a straight backflip. But yeah, I had it written down a couple times, man. Back and forth. Sharpshooter, beautiful Germans. The Greco-Roman throws, I think JR referred to them as. How about that boot to the face? Randy Orton jumping off the top rope.
Oh, fuck.
Getting Chris Benoit. Yeah. That was, man, I told you, I think before this match, Benoit pulled Randy aside and said, we're going to go out here and we're going to make it stiff.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
definitely delivered. Definitely delivered as the main event.
Absolutely. I'll say this before I ask my big question, because this was something I wanted to get from you and Mike, but obviously with just you it'll be fine as well. But was this the first RKO out of nowhere?
I don't think
I know
so.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay, because the way they played it off, like, it was very, like, it almost seemed like he didn't do it like that all the time.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure because, like I said, I haven't gone back and watched a lot of that early Randy Orton run, late 03, early 04 run. So, were you guys, or I keep saying you guys. I'm so used to that.
No, I feel like with the RKO back then, like, he didn't have a whole setup. Too. Like, I feel like even though they called it out of nowhere, like later on type of thing.
Yeah.
And he did, but like there was times, when he just fucking hits the
pounding the ground and
that's
setting it up.
Yeah, like he never used to set it up.
But I feel like that never works when he does it. Like, he always sets it up, and then like he'll always set it up.
Yeah.
And then the guy will reverse, and then something will happen, and then he'll hit it out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Not that it does that every time, but I feel like that's kind of part of the setup.
When they were doing the Germans, there was the German suplexes he was giving them to Randy. There was one part that he kind of almost got out. He went for something, and then just rolled him right back into it.
Benoit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Great. I mean,
wicked.
I was gonna ask that earlier too. Like, who's better, Benoit or Kurt for the Germans?
Benoit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without
a doubt.
Yeah.
Smoother. Or just overall?
I don't know, man. It's just they're both they're both wicked, but
we'll talk more on it when we look back at that Royal Rumble match and that Royal Rumble 99, 98.
No. It's like 2002.
Oh yeah, because I guess Benoit wouldn't have been
in
98. My bad. Were you surprised with Randy Orton winning?
Like back then, obviously.
Yeah.
No.
And were you happy, mad, sad? What were you?
Like I said, it was bittersweet. It was really like.
So you were kind of. Yeah, I guess I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You wouldn't...
I didn't want Benoit's reign to end.
But you weren't upset
that
it was Randy that was...
Because it was another guy that I like.
Yeah. It's not like it was Triple H taking the title back.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, yeah. Was Shawn the champ, actually?
No. It was Triple H.
At 20?
No, it was Triple H.
Triple H was?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. My bad. Again, throw it in the comments. Roast me down below if that's how you want to do it. But before we get into the post-match... Just want to ask you, what do you... This being my favorite match...
Okay, yeah.
Be honest.
Mm-hmm.
What do you rate this match out of 10? Or even 5, whatever scale you feel
Okay,
works.
we'll do the 5 system.
Yeah, the Dave Meltzer 5-star system.
And
said you can use a half-star.
It's hard to... I don't know. I guess maybe like a 4, 3 or 4.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, like it's good.
3 or 4. I feel like those are...
Yeah.
I feel like if
I don't know, because
it 3,
depends.
You're thinking it's an average match, and you say 4, and it's a good match, but it's not the best match.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 3 then. Yeah, like it's not, but I wouldn't call it average, but I don't rate it like an above average thing either.
Well,
like
then if it's not above average, then I think by default it would be average. No.
I don't know. It's not like it doesn't blow me away like other, but that's maybe because I've seen there's other Benoit matches and other Orton matches that I'm that
maybe
have.
The Christian match and Orton.
Yeah, like some of their stuff I could give. Yeah, for sure I could give one of those a
check
5.
out that look back SummerSlam 2011 on the channel.
Yeah,
2 year left.
But it's not average. It's good. Average was like
to your right.
Taker and JBL was like an average match. Like this was.
Yeah, Taker and JBL.
Yeah. No.
Like
what did you think?
Well, that's what I was saying to you. Kind of in one of the pauses that we had was. I think comparing this to the SummerSlam 2011 look back we did. Yeah. I think the overall pay-per-view, in my opinion, was better, without a doubt. But if you just go off the 2 main events, then the 2 main events of the 2011 show were probably better. But I also like the main event, like Orton, like the single main event.
Yeah.
More than I like this Orton and Benoit match more than that CM Punk and Cena match.
Yeah.
But I also liked the Christian Randy Orton match more than the Cena.
Yeah.
Punk match. So I mean, we're getting off topic, but it's, you know what I mean. I think you're gonna go with a 3.
Yeah, I can't give halves. So
you can't give halves.
Right? I can't?
No, I said you could give
I can give halves.
You
Okay.
could give halves is what I said at the beginning. But 3, still, like, you explained it well enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just want to throw a half star in there, I don't know.
We'll throw a half on there. We'll give her a half. No, because I enjoyed it.
That's good. It's good to hear, man.
There were still moments that made me like...
Yeah, and the RKO genuinely, to me, was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew the name of that move, but the Randy Orton, Mike's mentioned, it kind of had him up for a dominator position.
Yeah.
And then just drops him on his back and smooth, clean. I mean, everybody knows how smooth, clean style
that move was
Randy
awesome.
Orton is.
That was a wicked move.
Yeah, I wish we've seen more of that, but I'm sure it's not.
I think
the
I have
easiest to
seen
pull
him
off.
do it before,
Yeah,
but it's not often.
Kinda dangerous.
It's definitely not often.
like
Yeah.
I got to be honest, it's
Oh, yeah.
a pretty dangerous move to get right. Not that I don't think Randy Orton could do that,
It
but
was very well executed though. But
Yeah.
what might have been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Of the whole show.
what about the post match?
Oh yeah, it was great because we got Randy now.
Transitioning maybe slowly.
Yeah, because he beat him
Subtle
clean too.
babyface.
It's not like he cheated to win.
Nope.
He just flat out beat him.
Yep. I like Benoit coming in. Be a man, shake my hand
Yeah.
in front of the crowd, and he did it. Like I said, his subtle babyface turn for Randy Orton.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Shout out to the motorcycle. You can hear it in the studio again. I don't know. Any other thoughts other than maybe a star for this match?
Well, it was cool. This happened it was nice to see the world title close out the show. I wanted to say that as well, just because
I feel like back then though that was
it was
more the
common.
main
Yeah,
title
it was more common. Yeah.
because of Raw too.
Yeah, but the odd time
In fact, there was
maybe this is a little later, but you would get or they'd switch or one time you'd get depending on the feud and
on what
who it is, right?
I want to watch some more shows from this era. Not maybe necessarily look back at them, but maybe on my own free time. And
Yeah.
I'm very curious to know more about what happened in this era.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But overall, in my opinion, a fantastic show. I personally would rate this show, I don't know, 7?
Out of 10?
7.5,
That's a good
8,
rating.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's.
Because I'm going to be honest with it too, even though it's one of my favorites ever. I'm not going to just say it's a 10 out of 10
Yeah.
when I know it's obviously not. But a great show. Randy's first title win.
Yeah.
Youngest world champion ever. I think the record still stands. It's unfortunate, that Randy can't really get the recognition for that match, but it's also very understandable with the circumstances, right? But I've said it enough. Probably one of my favorites, man. Do you want to get into kind of our standout moments of the night?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
All right. I think I can go first unless you really want to.
Yeah, no, give him, what do you got?
Yeah, well, I had a lot tonight, obviously, because this show is very special to me. So I'm going to have a couple honorable mentions this time around. I want to give an honorable mention to the Lita storyline.
Yeah.
I think it was, like we mentioned, a little fucked up, a little different, but also cool different. You know what I mean? You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Eddie and Kurt's story again. Some of the stories I just wanted to give some extra kudos to.
Yeah.
The fact that this dragged on from Mania all the way to here, 7 months. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not a standout moment from the night, but I liked that I got to sit down and watch with you and Mike. Mike not being here for the whole recording, but Mike was here for the whole show.
Yeah.
When we watched it, you guys hadn't seen this since 2004.
Yeah, the whole show.
And I had watched it multiple times, so I thought that was cool just to sit down with you guys and get your perspective.
Yeah.
Like I said before, by Mania back then, I was a huge fan.
Yeah, fully in.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll give you my main points, standout moments from the night. Number 1, I guess I'll start with number 1, or should I start with number 3? I got 3.
Yeah,
What
give
do you
them all.
3 or 1?
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite? Save the best for last?
That's what I was saying. I'll start with 3 then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the Cena and Randy promo,
yeah,
honestly,
that was good.
is a memorable
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
because it was 2 iconic guys, 2 faces of the brand for the next 10 years, and it's Cena rocking Toronto stuff, which is always cool.
Yep.
Number 2 is kind of a toss-up between Eddie taking the boot off again like at WrestleMania.
Yep.
And just the fact that this was my first pay-per-view, and I know that's not really a moment from the show, but it's a memorable thing.
Yeah.
And then number 1, obviously, it's probably not hard for anybody that's been listening along the whole way at this point, but the main event.
Yeah.
Probably, like I said, my favorite match of all time, and just a main event that's always going to stick out to me. Randy Orton's one of my favorites, and the only thing I could say is, it, like I said, it sucks that it can't be shown or
talked
about more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, we're totally understanding of the circumstances.
Yeah.
How about you, man?
My moment of the night. I guess, honestly, my standout moment is, I have a couple too.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the move in that match. Like that.
The Randy Orton.
Yeah, because it was just
I wish we could explain it more, so we kind of go into it. I don't know how to
like you
verbalize
said,
it.
Had him up for a
dominator. His chest facing upwards, his head
lets
towards.
lets him go and gets it into a neck breaker. And just the landing, everything. It was just very crisp. That's
impressive.
Orton,
man. He's so smooth.
Yeah.
I feel like he's known for that.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good standout moment.
So
I love that you picked not only a specific match, but a move.
Yeah. Yeah.
A single spot.
And then obviously the spot where Undertaker threw JBL. Just because years later.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't bring that up, and I talked about that.
That's probably my
earlier in the show.
One.
Yeah.
Because
let's just say I got 5 for this. 4.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
That for sure was a standout moment, because just years later, still remembering it. And I remember watching it live, being like, "Fuck!" It was so cool. It was one of those good ones. It was interesting. Not really a standout moment, but the whole Edge thing again, man. Trippy.
Getting booed, yeah.
Trippy scenario. Weird.
Not the norm.
Yeah.
Not the norm.
Bizarro world.
Bizarre. But yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty good. Why don't we change it up for the end of the show here? I want to catch you off guard.
Catch me off guard, all right.
Why don't you tell the listeners where they can check us out on social media?
You're really throwing me off guard with that. Well, you can hit up my personal Twitter at New School Money, and I'll spell it out for you. Wish Younger was here to do it for me, but shout out to him. NEWSKOOLMONEY, New School Money. And obviously you can check us out on Twitter at PWLookBack on Twitter, Instagram as well, PWLookBack. So also, what is your Twitter page?
My personal Twitter page is at Salsa, SCELSA. Don't forget to check me out on there. And yeah, the kid did pretty good. I got to be honest. He's
really threw me off, but Hey.
Yeah, I got to keep everybody on their toes and stay with it here at the Pro Wrestling LookBack. And like he said, don't forget to check us out on there at PWLookBack. The email is prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com. The website is prowrestlinglookback.wordpress.com. And I'm Nick.
I'm a Big Dick Dudley signing off for you. Stay classy.